What's up, everybody? Raging Turbo Nerd here. It slices, it dices. It's the Combat Knife in Call of Duty Cold War Zombies. That's a mouthful. But this is a new series dedicated to covering the melee weapons in Zombies. I will also be covering the new weapons when they come out in future seasons, which is right around the corner, of course. So that's going to be a fun grind to get to those as fast as I can and get a video out for you guys. But right now, we're going to focus on the Combat Knife. Now, the Combat Knife, as everybody knows, was the vanilla melee weapon for Call of Duty Cold War. And in Zombies, it's beaut. It's honestly a beaut. The slasher special is what I like to refer to it as, because it gives you Mike Myers vibes, but maybe Mike Myers on crack, because he's fighting zombies at Mach 6 with special abilities. But the Combat Knife is a blast. It's quick, it's handy, it has massive damage output, but that can be said for all the melee weapons, which all share the same damage output, but slightly different handling characteristics. Now, in terms of using a melee weapon in Zombies, I'm just going to cover this in this first video, and I won't come back to it too much. You're talking about sticking and moving. You have to move. You have to hustle. You have to bustle. Zig, zag, and don't get those two mixed up, because if you're not moving and grooving, you're dead. You're dead, you're dead. You know, you're laying on the ground, they're eating you. It's a terrible thing. This also leads me to my next point, where timing your attacks is critical. You can't swing early, can't swing late, and you gotta find that sweet spot. And what I mean by sweet spot is there is actually timing with the knife that you can pull the trigger right before you strike, and you can initiate the strike before you fully close into the actual strike range. And you can step into your attacks, which prevents the zombies from getting cheap shots on you. Because if you swing too early, they can get a cheap shot. If you swing too late, you can get a cheap shot. So you have to be careful with your timing in regards to that, especially when it comes to fighting elites and specials. The specials will give you slightly less hassle. The Mimic is a melee fighter and, of course, is going to close the range with you. The Mangler is a joke. When it stands there to go blast its cannon off, you just step behind it and just hack away at him. He's nothing special. The Megaton is a slightly bigger problem, considering the Megaton can pimp hand you. You know, he keeps his pimp hand strong, and he can launch you. He can launch you across the map and almost one-shot you. And if there's a zombie waiting for you, you're toast. Of course, closing in on his long-range attacks is pretty easy. You can juke around him a little bit. You know, you can use some skills and kind of ninja your way around him. But other than that, you tear him up. You tear elites up with the knife. The knife just decimates targets. Now, the fun part is when you pack a punch, you get the closing argument. And this is when you see your damage values skyrocket. And this thing just tears. Like, it's the knife, you're never going to have to worry about it not one-shotting a standard zombie. And for quite a long time, it'll one-shot armored zombies with no hassle. It's like a hot knife through butter. This thing just doesn't care. Now, when I use the knife and or other melee weapons, checking your 6 is critical. You can actually see in the gameplay footage that I turn around a lot. I don't rely on the minimap. I don't rely on those red dots to pop up, because sometimes they're not 100% accurate. And there's times where a zombie popping out of a hole or climbing out of something won't register on the minimap for a couple of seconds. And I've been killed many times because I was just standing there thinking I was cool, fighting a horde of zombies in front of me, slashing away, stabbing them, doing my thing, and they've got me from behind. And not only is it embarrassing, but it's easily avoidable. You know, it's one of those things you can easily, as long as you're keeping track of your 6. Now, I would recommend a slightly higher than average sensitivity for that. I've learned cranking my sensitivity up has helped me a lot in Zombies as just a general tip. But with the melee weapons, being able to spin quickly and react to zombies that are on you, because you will back into them a lot. I've been backing up and realized, wait, I'm in an open space, and turned around and there's a zombie behind me. And it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Thanks for the hug, but I gotta go. Now, when it comes to perks, this is all personal preference. I typically will run only 2 perks. I will run Juggernog and Stamina Up. Stamina Up is a godsend. When you get that thing maxed out and you have that faster backstep, there's a little move you can pull off where you step into your swing and then back up if you're close enough, you will basically lock onto them. There's a lot of that in the footage that you guys are seeing right now. There's a lot of me stepping in and stepping back because it allows you to get in and out and prevent you from being static for too long. It also prevents you from doing the dreaded stab attack, because if you do the knife stab lunge, it leaves you vulnerable. It's a long animation that leaves you vulnerable, so you want to try to get used to doing that back step, because then you can get that real quick slashing attack and you can rack up kills really quickly. And it also helps when you're kiting around a bunch of zombies, because you don't want to step into a horde of 15 or 20 of them. You want to keep your distance as much as possible to prevent them from overwhelming you quickly and just taking unnecessary hits. Now, I will say this this is just my experience, that the melee weapons are not good for late games. The knife is not good. I would not recommend going past wave 30, because their numbers are so high and their hitboxes get so utterly ridiculous. And you guys will probably know all too well about those zombies that are just stumbling. They don't actually do an attack, but they hit you somehow. And in terms of the melee weapons, especially the knife having such short range, they can actually outrange you at late waves. I have noticed this, that I've stepped in for hits, and I was hit before I could even close into his hitbox. So it gets really frustrating. Another big tip is to attach ammo mods. I didn't think for a long time that you'd be able to attach ammo mods. You can attach ammo mods to melee weapons. My recommendation is to always go for whatever the elite or special that's giving you the most trouble is weak against. So a Megaton, you want shock. I don't care about using fire on the manglers, but I will recommend using the brain rot for the mimic, because the mimics, of course, when you reach later waves in Firebase Z, you can fight more than one at a time, and being able to kill them as quickly as possible is going to save your life, because it almost feels like when you're using a melee weapon, they don't bother hiding, they just come for you. They know they can get up on you pretty easy. Now, in terms of camo challenges, I will say that they are all extremely easy. They are all super easy, except for the infection camos. You have to get 20 kills without getting hit. Now this one, with the knife, was not too bad of a challenge. In fact, when I was going for this one, I didn't bother turning on the power, I didn't bother pack-a-punching, because the dogs and the elites are going to give you the most trouble. Because a Megaton can get cheap shots, and a dog can get cheap shots. But then with the dog, also at the same time, being at melee range, you do have to be careful not to step into his poison gas and gas yourself like an idiot, like I've done 1,000 times before. And it's just one of those things. The knife is a blast. It is a ton of fun. I enjoy using it because it's a challenge. It's something different for zombies, you know. It's typically we play zombies, you got your guns, and with this year having access to all these camo challenges, cross progression, and you can bring any weapon you want, it's mental. It's mental. The knife is a ton of fun. I'm going to attempt to do a knife run, and I'm going to try using knife only to do the Easter eggs. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below, or if you guys want to see me do any other weapons, please comment down below. I haven't achieved Dark Ether yet. I'm still working on it. It's a casual grind for that. So thank you for stopping by the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't have too much to say on the knife here, because the knife, everybody knows about it. Everyone's probably used it by now, and there's nothing super special about it. I wanted to cover some just general melee weapon tips. And also, if you guys would like to have me do a level-by-level breakdown with melee weapons, I'd be more than happy to do that, to give you guys some of my suggestions and some of my hints and tips. Otherwise, thank you for stopping by the video. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm trying not to be that guy to say like, comment, and subscribe, but I really like engagement with people, so if you have the time and you like these videos, there's way more to come.